Welcome to this bite-sized, memorable look at the world around us. I'm Jim from Nature's Work. This window on nature is taking a closer look at three of the most common heather plants we find in the British Isles. I want to share with you the features of our three most common heather plants, which are bell heather, ling heather, and cross-leaved heath. I want to share with you how we can identify them from their features while we're out in the field or from their habitat, but also to learn a little bit about them through some fun facts, useful ways of remembering them. The first thing to note is that heathers are really common plants in the British Isles. They form the basis of extensive areas of our countryside and can be found from sea level on our coastal heaths to uplands and mountains in the habitat we know as upland heath or moorland. Heather species can turn vast areas of our countryside into a patchwork of rich purples in the late summer, which are truly fantastic a sight to see. Heathers can dominate these semi-natural habitats, which are mostly managed as part of either an agricultural holding or grazing area or a shooting estate. Bell heather, or Erica cinerea, is a short shrub, an evergreen shrub, up to about 60 centimeters. Importantly, the habitat you'll find this in is a very dry and well-drained heath. So if your feet are getting wet looking for it, then you're in the wrong habitat. They'll flower through the height of summer from June through till August. It's got these beautiful, rich, pink bell-shaped flowers which grow in groups along the stem. The leaves are narrow and needle-like, and they're arranged in rings along the stem, which are quite distinctive. A fab fact: heathers have a special relationship with fungi that grow inside and between their plant root cells. The fungi provide nutrients and in exchange receive sugars made by the plant. Cross-leaved heath, or Erica tetralix, you come across these plants in the wettest heaths and bogs. They really do like damp places and very acidic conditions too, so be prepared to get your feet wet. They'll flower again in the height of summer from June till September and can be identified as a fairly short evergreen plant growing to about 30 centimeters in height. They've got these pale pink clusters of flowers which you'll find at the top of the stems, and these clusters appear on one side of the stem as well, so that's another key feature of them. The leaves are needle-like again, and they look in that photo like the edges have been rolled underneath. They're slightly hairy as well, but they're arranged in rings or whorls of 4, so it's quite a key feature. Fab fact: the sticky glandular hairs which you find on the leaves made Charles Darwin suspect that they could be carnivorous, but that was never shown to be true. But it was an observation from a very long time ago. The third one we look at is the commonest of the three heather plants, which is ling, or Calluna vulgaris. It's found right across the habitats from coastal cliffs up to about 900 meters in the mountains as well. So it's got a huge range, very common. It's also found across a whole range from dry to damp habitat. So you'll find it living with bell heather in the dry heaths and in the wet bogs alongside cross-leaved heath. It'll flower from midsummer well into October, and it's got these beautiful, delicate lilac flowers, which are fantastic for bees as they're full of nectar. Their leaves are very different. They're, again, an evergreen plant, but they're scale-like leaves, quite different from the previous two we've just looked at. And the fab fact is that ling was used to make brooms in the olden days, which is how it's got its scientific name, Calluna, which is derived from the Greek meaning to brush or to sweep clean. So if you'd like to know more, why not join me on one of my courses? Or if you prefer to guide yourself, then I have a superb range of flower cards created as either a deck of playing cards or top trump cards, which are designed to make learning fun. Press like if you enjoyed this presentation, or write any comments. and see you next time for more windows on nature.